unlucky Argos. It was a time when he was ruling the earth and the sea during the age of Agamenón. Whatever happened to him?
Do you recall? Everyone said that when he returned, he would be the god's favorite.
The god's favorite. Him that they slaughtered and buried in a field like a mad dog.
Just as married her to a field hand. He'll be less afraid of her.
Poor Electra.
The most attractive suitors in Greece asked for her hand. He refused them all.
You should be careful of vengeance.
It's a wonder he didn't kill Electra. All these years, she was locked up in the palace.
It's her mother who saved her. Her conniving mother is quite clever. She is afraid of the fury of the people. Having married her with him, she buries her alive. So she is quiet.
ήλιος κοίταξε τη γη, απ' το χρυσό το αμάξι κι είπε σαν είδε τα δικό το δρόμο του να αλλάξει. Σκοτεινιάσε η Ανατολή, πήρε φωτιά η Δύση, τρέξαν τα νέφη του βοριά, ρήμαξε όλη τη φύση.
Η μέρα είναι καλή, η χώρα θα γιορτάσει, θα πρασινίσουν τα βουνά, η γη θα ξεριτσάσει, θα πρασινίσουν τα βουνά, η γη θα ξεριτσάσει.
Κι εσύ θα σέρνεις το χώρο σαν ξένια στη ελαφίνα και θα μαζεύεις αγκαλιές, χαμόγελα και κρίνα.
I am Electra, daughter of Agamenón and Clytemnestra.
What misery, what pity.
And my life is bitter.
My child, you must talk to the gods. They will hear you.
No god hears me. No human being listens to my prayers. I cry for the king's death. And for my mother's death.
She means her brother, Orestíada. 'Tis 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 'tis
Oh, precious child, of that father, tell me where he is. In which house are they hiding you? In which land are you? Come to see your sister reduced to less than nothing, thrown out of the palace of your father, exiled to this miserable place. All the while my mother keeps her nights with a lover she has chosen in a criminal bed. If any of you know where my father is buried, please take me there. I want to go and pray and relieve my pain. Like a young swan, crying for his father who's been caught in the netting. His continuous complaining in the middle of the river's course that carries him. Me too, I cry for you. Do you hear me? Father, I love you. You who are buried in the ground. I have offered you my hair. I have sacrificed it to you. Look at my fingernails. I scratch my cheeks.
I was sure I would find you here. Are you waiting for your brother, the courageous Orestíada, to come in defense of his father's tomb?
He will.
When?
He will avenge our bad fortune. He will.
He will never come back. He knows that I will recompense those who bring me his head.
Orestes.
Pilares, my loyal friend. You have come.
I just received your message in Facidi. I encountered your servant at the frontier, and here I am.
You are the only one who has always helped me in my time of need. The Delphi oracle has spoken. I have to avenge my father.
But how?
It's impossible for me to go near the palace. That's why I have to stay very close to the border. If I'm recognized, I can cross it quickly. I will now look for my sister. I have heard that she is married, and she no longer lives in the palace. From her I will know all the details, and I will ask her to help me, if she desires. Sunrise is here. It's time to go to the village. We will find, I hope, some peasant who will tell us something about my sister. Come.
Why do you work so hard, Electra? You have enough unhappiness. I keep telling you this, but you won't listen to me.
I've been very lucky to find in you a good and completely loyal friend. It's a great pleasure to help you in everything. Let me look after the house for you. After a hard day's work, a man likes to find his house in order.
If you insist, go ahead. The fountain is not far. I have to go to work in the fields. It's sowing time.
That woman up there. Maybe she knows.
For her hair? She must be a slave.
Should we ask her?
No. We will find someone else who will inform us.
Martin! Oh, come on!
A young man from Messeni's arrived a short while ago to invite the people of Argos to a village dance. All the girls of the village are preparing their most beautiful dresses.
My heart is destroyed, dear friends. And as far as parties and dresses...
I'll give you my most beautiful tunic. And my rings and my necklaces. And the sun will be jealous of your beauty.
I won't dance anymore, or sing anymore, with the girls of Argos. Quick, hide me.
Those are two strangers who are in front of your house.
They must be assassins. Aegisthus sent them, I'm sure.
Women, don't be afraid. We're friends. Someone said to me that one of you living here is called Electra. I swear in front of the gods that I only want the best for her. I know her brother. Come back! Listen to me. I bring news of your brother.
Is he alive? Or dead?
He's alive.
Thank you, stranger, for those sweet words.
God help it your brother heard those words.
In what land does my brother abide?
He goes from one to the other. And he suffers.
Does he eat all he needs? Does he?
Yes. But his exile kills him.
What message do you bring for me?
He simply wants to know about you.
You can see for yourself what destiny has done with me.
Yes, I can see it as though it's hell. Why are you living so far from the palace?
I I have a pitiful marriage.
Now your brother must cry for you. Tell me who your husband is.
Not him that my father would have chosen. He's poor, though generous. He respects me.
What respect are you referring to?
He has never touched me.
Did he promise that? Or did he refuse you?
He says that it was not right to have given me to him.
He's afraid of Orestes?
He doesn't want to dishonor him.
And the mother who gave you life? Why did she permit this marriage?
That woman here's only her man.
But why would Aegisthus allow this disgrace?
So that our children would never be able to govern one day.
It's fear that influences his conduct?
He's afraid of vengeance. And that fear devours him.
Do they know you are still virgin?
No, I could keep the secret. Don't be afraid of these women. Not one of them would betray me.
If Orestes were here, if he could only see you.
Stranger, if I were to see him again, I'm sure that I would recognize him.
Say to me. Cruel words that I can tell to your brother. He needs to make his heart more bitter.
Tell him that his mother is rolling herself in luxury without modesty. Tell him also that she takes the Trojans that his father brought to Electra. That she put me out of the palace, that I was locked up for many long years. She threw me out like an animal with sickness. Tell him that I have to go myself for water from the fountain. That me, his sister, is dressed in rags. That I am ashamed of myself in front of the other women. And more than anything else, tell him about this assassin who struck so proudly on the grave of him he killed, who has the boldness to take the scepter in his wicked hands. When I think that they simply gave his corpse to the vultures, never has his tomb received water, nor incense, nor myrtle leaves, never. That this husband of my mother, when he drinks, when he's getting drunk, this man with a curious courage, who throws stones at the dead, while he leads a life of luxury. Please, Orestes! Where are you? Explain to him. The proofs are here to convince him. Here are my hands. My poor head. My cut hair.
And if Orestes returns, what must he do?
You ought to be ashamed to ask me that question.
Is he to kill the assassins of Agamenón?
He must do what they did to my father.
His mother also, who is also your mother.
Her also.
Would you help Orestes?
The way she helped Aegisthus. With monstrous hate.
I see your husband on the road. He comes back from work.
Oh, no, God. This is not your husband.
Who are those strangers in front of my house? Are they waiting for me? It's not good that a woman lets herself be seen with young men.
I assure you she didn't do anything wrong. You must believe that.
These strangers brought me news of Orestes. You have to excuse what he said.
Then he's alive. He sees the light of day.
They confirm it.
Glory to the gods. What else did they say?
He sent them here to know our feelings.
The feelings they will know. Electra will explain them. But we have to open our house to these men. My house is poor, but yours for this news.
He's not the most elegant man in the world.
He has no blue blood in his veins.
No man on earth is more generous.
It's true. The nobleness is first to be heard. Because you can be born noble and have no value. To be born with a generous heart is true nobility.
You're right. In rich people I have seen incredible greed. And with poor people, complete generosity.
Come in, won't you? It's an honor to receive in this humble house friends or friends of friends.
We accept your hospitality. We judge it worthy of Agamenon's son, should he be with us or absent.
Tell me, why did you invite these rich strangers, you who are so poor?
If they're as noble as they look, they will see only the intention that governs my action.
In these circumstances, go and look for the tutor of my brother, who is obligated now to tend animals in the valley. Ask him to bring what he can to offer our guests. He will be, I know, so happy to learn that the child he taught is alive.
I go right away, and you prepare all you can. I'm sure we will find all that we need to make a good dinner for them. A helper, won't you please?
One day in the port of Nauplus, I remember that someone coming back from Troy was talking about the beauty and brilliancy of a certain helmet very famous in Greece. It was Achilles, fleet of foot.
In the center, we saw the splendor of the shining circle of the sun, surrounded with flying horses. A file of stars danced like a garland of roses.
It was the helmet of Achilles.
And Agamemnon's sword engraved with gold.
That instilled fear.
In Hector's heart.
That's true. All the horses raced in front of his killing sword, lifting up blinding clouds of dust.
That is the courageous soldier, the one who wanted to fight.
And this hero was to be her husband.
Where is she living? The daughter of Agamenon, whom I educated years ago. The way is long and hard to her house for an old man like me. It's you, my dear. I bring you a suckling lamb, a little cheese fresh of the day, and some wine. I chose it It's old, very old. Your guests will enjoy it very much, I'm sure. I'll just sit down a moment. And rest a spell. And dry my tears with my rags.
Tell me, why are you crying this way?
Before, in front of the tomb of your father, I rested a while and felt the tears spilling down my cheeks. On the tombstone, I saw blonde hairs, recently cut, seemingly new, alive. Who did that? It's not someone of Argos, no. Then I thought that maybe his son had passed over the frontier to honor his humble tomb.
Old friend, have you lost your senses? My brother wouldn't return with fear. When he returns, he'll return with valor.
Before I go back, I would like to know some news of him. Take me to those strangers. I'm old and my sight grows worse each day. I salute you, strangers.
We too, old man.
This man, you see, educated my father.
It's also him who saved Orestes.
Yes, that's right.
Why is he looking at me this way?
That's what I'm wondering. Myself.
My daughter, we must pray to the gods. Now prepare yourself to receive a gift that has no price.
What are you saying? You seem to be delirious.
Me, delirious? When I'm in front of your brother?
You mean he's Orestes?
That's right. The son of Agamenón.
Give me proof. I have to be sure.
If you look behind his left ear, you will find an old scar, which he received when hunting deer with you.
I remember.
And the sword he carries was his father's sword.
You're here!
day we've been waiting for has come at last.
Like the sun, hiding the black night.
He returns, who has suffered in exile.
He's a god.
He's a god.
Who sends us victory today.
Oh, friend, you're here in the decisive hour. Advise me now. Have we friends here in Argos with whom I can contact? Where can I find them?
My child, no one can expect friends. To reconquer your land, you can count only on your strength and good fortune.
How may I achieve this?
By killing both of them.
I have heard that. But how?
I believe I know the right way.
We're listening.
Tonight is the Feast of the Vine. Everyone knows that Aegisthus is a fervent disciple of Bacchus. He will make sacrifice and then drink until the sun rises.
Tell me where this feast will be.
The vineyards by the high road.
Are they many?
His personal guards and the winemaker.
If I kill Aegisthus, will they be with me?
If you tell them who you are, yes.
Tell me how I can approach Aegisthus.
Approach him without fear. In that way, he'll have no suspicion. And when he feels secure, he'll invite you to his table. And then you'll know what to do.
Will our mother be there?
She never goes out with him. She's afraid of what people would say.
Not before the break of day. She knows very well that everyone hates her.
In order that I kill them both, what must I do?
I'll take her in my charge.
The sun is going down. It's time you departed.
Who will show me the direction to go?
I will.
Orestes can find the way. Now go to Clytemnestra and tell her.
What must I tell her?
That I've given birth, that I have a son.
And what do you believe she'll do?
When she knows I have a son, she will come to visit me out of obligation.
And you think, my dear, she'll do this for you?
Yes, this birth will attract her.
But, my child, are you very sure?
She has to come, and she will never leave. You must go You have to begin first.
You who hast to avenge us of our enemies. Zeus.
Pity for us, for our pains and afflictions.
Have pity on us.
And if our cause is just, give us our victory.
Help them to avenge their father's murder.
And you, Father, thrown down without pity.
Earth, our mother, I open my arms to you.
Your loving children implore you.
Father, take with you your dead companions.
Those who are fighting at your side.
And those who loathe in the same way foul crimes.
Can you hear me? You who were killed by my mother.
He has heard everything. Come away.
Courage. And be a man. Give death to Aegisthus! If they kill Orestes, I will plunge a knife into my heart.
Strangers, who are you? From where are you coming?
We're from Thessalia.
We've done a sacrifice and we're on our way to Alphi. Well, me too. I sacrificed to the gods. Sit down to my table. I invite you. You'll continue your trip when you have relaxed. Did you hear that? A refusal will be an insult. I would now like to propose a toast to our generous god Bacchus and to Clytemnestra. I want his favors and happiness, and may misfortune come to our enemies. I believe Thessalians are masters of the art of carving. Give him a knife. Give me proof that you are experts. We shall see who is expert.
Come. Quick, come.
What is it?
We can hear screamings down there. Far away, like a roar.
Listen, the wind brings us this noise now.
Yes, I can hear. Who's yelling that way? Which voices are those?
It's impossible to know at this moment.
It's a bad sign. Everything is lost. Everything is lost, I feel
You
it.
must wait before making decisions.
Let me go! They'll never get me alive!
Stop! Wait for news! The death of a king is never something simple.
Hear me, everyone! Messeni's women! Orestes is the victor! All his friends have to give thanks to the gods!
Do you mean Aegisthus is dead?
He's dead. Do you want me to repeat it to you?
God, your divine justice at last. You have come to us.
When the slaves saw that their master was dead, they readied their lances and swords, and they wanted to kill each other. Then Orestes and Pylades stepped forward with a great courage, and Orestes said to them, I am not an enemy. I have come to give you all liberty and avenge the death of your king, my father. With these words, the slaves put down their lances. Then an old slave who served in the palace recognized Orestes. He came near to Orestes and crowned him with a crown of laurel. The palace is asleep in ignorance of what happened. The feast continues with Orestes as king. He's coming here to bring the proof of his victory.
Oh, oh, Black Night! The light is coming back! Liberty brighten our eyes? Prepare the flowers and the myrtle leaves to crown your brother.
The good kings have found their thrones once more.
The songs
will be heard once more in this land.
Accept, Orestes, this crown of flowers from my hands, because you have won, not over a common adversary, but over this one who is our worst enemy. And you, dear Pylades, also accept this crown.
This victory of ours is first a gift of the gods. It's them we have to thank. I was only the instrument. I bring you the cadaver of Aegisthus. You can do what you want with it. It's yours. This man was your master. I give him to you.
I would speak, but I'm afraid.
No longer do you have to be afraid.
Perhaps they will accuse me of insulting the dead.
Nobody would reproach you.
People accuse and judge quickly here.
He caused us so many injuries. Everybody hated him. You have to speak.
At each sunrise, when I was working, I was saying in secret each word I would say to him to his face on this day. You cowardly assassin. You, who destroyed our true lives, killing our loving father. Speak, speak at last. You have to say something. Coward. Maybe you would have preferred to be in a prohibited bed tonight. Maybe you believe that a woman in love who has deceived her husband can be faithful to another one. But you know, in your subconscious, that your love was stained with blood and damned from the very beginning. You were both being unfaithful, one to the other. When you passed by, people said, "There goes the lover of Clytemnestra. There is her toy, her slave. She knows how to rule in her household." But you're so insignificant and immoral. You don't feel humiliated to be the toy of a woman. You throw yourself more into the pleasures of life with no honor whatsoever, thinking about nothing more than to eat, drink, and to be loved, to seduce every woman you desire. Poor puppet Aegisthus. You never thought things could change. When times are difficult, a man is assessed with his character. Everything else is without reason, and your death is as worthless as your life. She is here.
Our mother.
Will you be strong when she comes inside?
It's horrible. How can we kill she who gave us birth?
Like she killed your father. Our mother is almost here. In her splendid arrogance.
God spoke nonsense to the oracle.
If the gods are wrong, no one can be right.
Must I really kill my mother and stain my hands with her blood?
If you don't wash away the crime done to our father, you'll be damned for eternity.
Maybe it was the devil who assumed a god's face.
A devil in the sanctuary of our gods? No, my brother.
Damned are our destinies.
Wait here for me. You mustn't forget. You mustn't forget for an instant that she killed too, with the arms of Aegisthus.
Upon setting foot aground, you must also help me to descend. I have no other company than these captives from Troy. They're not much, but there's some compensation for the sacrifice of my daughter, Iphigenia.
Leave her alone. I'll help her myself. What's the matter? Are you afraid of contaminating your lucky hand?
You don't have to bother. Leave it to the slaves.
But why? Have I not lived here like a slave, far from my home?
Shall we begin again?
You threw me out of the palace of my father.
Yes, I know. It's only natural for women to become angry when they're at a disadvantage in front of strangers. I'll speak with you calmly. And when I have spoken the truth in front of those here, you'll admit it. I'll admit that you have reason to hate me. I shall begin. When my father married me with Agamenón, it was not for the sake of killing my children. God be my witness, your father forced Iphigenia to come to our League under the pretext of marrying Achilles. He put her on the altar. And then he sacrificed her, cutting her slender white throat. Still, if he had sacrificed her for the sake of the Greeks and their children, I would have pardoned him, yes. But did he have to kill my daughter for the caprices of Helen? If, for example, they had captured Menelaus, Should I have sacrificed Orestes to save the husband of my sister? Would your father have been agreeable to that arrangement? Electra, I haven't finished. You know that when he came back from Troy, he brought that woman named Cassandra. He wanted me to give up my bed for her. Each time a woman comports herself in like manner, everyone's quick to judge her. Right or wrong, all the reason is on the man's side. Why must I have all the problems and pay for them too? Yes, I killed him. I took the only way out possible. Alliance with his enemies. Because among his friends, none would have dared help me.
She is right, but her reasons are not honest.
The sensible woman must pardon her husband. That is a truth.
You who have heard me. Now it's your turn to speak. Do it without fear. Prove to me, if you can, that I was wrong.
Mother, remember that you insisted that I speak without fear.
If you want, I'll say it again.
You'll not be angry if I speak what I think.
Oh, no. I'll listen to you very contentedly.
It's a pity that so classic a face should hide such a corrupt heart. The death of your daughter was an excuse for your actions. You've forgotten that I know you better than anybody in this whole world. Your dear husband hadn't left yet, and before he thought of sacrificing your daughter, you were passing your time with your creams, hairdos, and jewelry. Thinking only of seducing foreigners with your beauty like a courtesan filled with cheap tricks and intrigue.
That's enough!
Come back! You promised to listen to me.
Talk, then. But very quick.
Every time we had news of a Trojan victory, among all the Greeks you were the only one content. And the contrary. Your eyes narrowed. You wanted the Greeks to lose, and that your husband would never have returned. And for the same reason you let Iphigenia be killed. Why did you throw me and my brother out of our country? Why did you give a stranger our inheritance? And why did they kill my sister? And why did you give me a living death? And if it's true what you pretend, that you pay for one crime with another crime, aren't you afraid that your hour is arriving?
Dear child, between your father and myself, you always gave your love to him more than to me. I forgive you. Don't imagine that I feel proud of my past actions. I swear to you. But you just had a child, barefoot and dressed in rags. My poor daughter. I can see how wrong I was.
I don't want your pity. It's late, too late. Why didn't you stop your husband and tell him to leave me in peace? Didn't you realize he was destroying me?
You know quite well that he's irritable. And you always provoked him.
I've suffered, maybe. But my peace is coming. Very soon.
In that case, he will not be so hard with you.
Do you think he won't?
You see? You're always looking for trouble.
I close my mouth because I'm afraid of Aegisthus.
What is it you want now?
The custom is that after each birth, 10 days after, it's necessary to make a sacrifice to the gods. It's my first child, that's why I called you. I don't know of these things.
Whoever helped you to have the child has to do it.
It's alone that I had my son.
Don't you have a friend who can accompany you?
No one has friends when he is poor.
Then I will come and pray to the gods for the best things for your son.
Do you believe you can go inside this miserable house?
If you prefer, go for your son, while I prepare the ceremony here. What are you waiting for? I have to go for Aegisthus soon. I don't want to make him angry because of you.
Come if you're in a hurry. Everything is prepared for the sacrifice. Mother! Be careful. Be careful. You mustn't stain your veils.
The hour of her punishment has arrived. Another time the winds were blowing bad tidings.
It's like the day they killed our beloved defender, King Agamenón.
When the stones were screaming.
They kill her! She's being murdered by her own children! Ah!
Oh, earth. Oh, sky. See this horrible crime.
horrible. Horrible.
Look at my mother. My mother killed by my hands.
It's my fault. I was the raging fire that destroyed. The flame that provoked. Orestes, my brother.
Why? Why, Apollo, did you destroy me with your oracle? And exile me out of Greece like a criminal? Where am I to go now?
Where am I to go? Where?
Which friend? Which man will look me in the face?
And me. Which man will invite me now to share his love?
Did you see her eyes? She couldn't believe that I was a murderer. She looked at me as she embraced my legs as she fell. Did you see her when she stretched her hand to my cheek, as if to caress me? The sword trembled in my hands. And I had to close my eyes for the kill.
And me. I gave you courage. I did it with you. I am also guilty.
We have to cover her now. Wrap her in her veils, so her wounds will heal.
You who have been loved, you who have been hated, goodbye. Rest under your veils. There never has been, and never will be, a family so noble and so damned at the same time.